And we have been going live here a little bit on their Facebook page to let people get to know them a little bit. And so we thought it would be fitting to show them together since they are related and they do strive to create a family environment, and they also are family. So do you guys want to tell us a little bit about that, about your business?
Well, we're Safe Harbor Property Management, and we are family-oriented. We believe the strength of business is in the family.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the ability of individuals to work together and to have that kind of understanding that you protect one another.
Right, you're a team.
Like a family.
Right, gotcha. And what are some things you do here to kind of create that here in the office? Do you guys do events or appreciation, or what is it that you do to create a family environment?
Well, I think we start out with when someone comes on and hired, we have the party when they're hired, not when they leave the company.
Ah, gotcha. I like that.
So
we have the balloons, the cake, the presents. We welcome that person in and just really make a big deal about it, because it is a big deal to us.
Mm-hmm. So become part of your fabric here and how you treat your customers and all of that, right? So
Yes.
kind of your company personality. I agree. So how would you say your residents, what would they say about the personality of your company? How would your residents describe what it is you guys do here?
Open, friendly. It is truly a family atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
They come in, we're, asking them, is everything okay in your home? Is everything working? And they just like coming here. We try to get them to go online, but they just like to come in here and bring you in.
Gotcha. They want that personal connection, don't they?
Personal touch.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's important to people, especially when it's a large amount of their money every month, right? So this is where they're renting and calling home. So how about you, Wes? What do you think?
Well, we want to know about their families.
Mm-hmm.
We want to know, how the kids are doing, and we want to know that, that their living situation is something that they're happy with, and they're satisfied with, even though, property management is always a matter of taking care of the property. You also want to take care of the people.
Right. There's human beings living there, right, with families and issues
We
and
respect
struggles.
that.
Right. Gotcha. So you work on the taking care of the physical building side of the business, and Marie, you work a little bit more on the lease agreements and the new owners and such. So is that true explanation? What is it that you do,
Yeah,
Wes?
well, it's called, you have maintenance, and then you've got administration.
Right.
So we're on the maintenance side of it. Our job is to, on our apartments and multifamily units, our job is to make sure that the grounds are picked up, that the drive-by appearance of the building is right. It's also to make sure that the insides are working right, the plumbing, the electrical, all of the different aspects that a person would use
Sure.
in an apartment. In a
Probably
house.
lots of moving parts.
A lot of moving parts.
Lots
And
of
and the thing about maintenance or a house is that it's always in a point of disrepair.
Right.
I mean, things are always being used, so things are wearing out, so it always takes a vigilance.
There's always something that can be done, I'm
Always
sure.
something to keep it
Or
up.
improved, yeah.
And you also have to do preventative maintenance to stay ahead of some of the things that could go wrong.
Yep, it's a lot to get done, isn't it? Yep. It's kind of like a homeowner, only more, way more. So, Marie, can you tell us a little bit about how relationships with your owners start? So they find out about you and
Sure.
you meet with them, or what does that look like?
Most of our owners come from realtors, of course, and on Google we get a lot of owners going online and finding us on Google. And we meet with them. We find out, of course they're interviewing us, but we're interviewing them also.
Sure.
To make sure that they're not an owner that is going to defer the maintenance or is not going to have the same idea as we do as far as the resident and respect for the resident.
Sure.
Also, So we go through that process, and we have an intake sheet that we fill out for the marketing and the amenities of the property that they have for us to manage. And also, most important is we want to find out what their actual goals are for the property, and that is our job, is to exceed their goals.
Sure. So what's an example of a goal? Like a certain lease up or?
It depends. Lease up is always probably first and foremost, but sometimes people have goals in their lives, like say in 2 or 3 years I might want to move back in, or 2 or 3 years I want to move mom here. So we keep in touch with them to see what their actual goal is for the property.
Got you.
And we always want to make sure it's an asset and not a liability.
Sure.
So that when we're reaching that goal, they're able to attain it. Say if it's for sale at some point. A lot of times with our properties and owners that have wanted, the goal is to sell the property.
Sure.
It's ready to go. There's no holes in the walls. There's no carpets to tear up. It looks like or better than when they turned it over to us.
It's a plus and a benefit to them and their portfolio, not something that's taking away. Sure. And I can see how your day-to-day decisions affect that, right? So who you invite to live there and how you care for it while they're there and all of those details. Yep, I can see that. Yep. Okay, well, is there anything else you want to share with us as the leaders of Safe Harbor? Anything else about how you guys function every day, or what's your favorite thing about being in this business?
I have been in this business since '93, and I think my favorite thing about the business is working with the people, because everybody's so different, and I'm able to bring my gift of conversation and my gift of solution problem solving. I really like to do that, and there's always problems in property management. I love questions. I love teaching, so it just really is something that I really enjoy.
Yep, and you bring a calmness to that, which I think is unique in this industry. There's a lot of, it can be chaotic, right? You're managing a lot of things for a lot of different people, and with a lot of things going on in their own lives, and it could get crazy, but I can tell that that's kind of a natural gifting for you, so it's not a struggle. So that's great. Right. So how about you, Wes? What's your favorite part of being in this business?
Well, one thing about property management that I've come to understand is that where you live is your most personal place on earth. So when you've had a rough day out, you come home to shut the door to a place of your castle.
Right.
So we enjoy the fact that we take care of people's castles, and not only the castle of the resident, but that castle also belongs to the owner.
Sure, kind of both.
So
right?
We want to make sure that everybody is satisfied with it. So we try really hard to be conscious of the value of the property, of the needs of the owner. But we know, a good owner is not going to be as happy if he has a bad resident.
Sure.
And vice versa, by the way.
So there's a balancing act there, really.
Exactly.
It's difficult.
Yeah, so we're trying to make sure everybody gets what they're supposed to get out of the whole process.
Right, gotcha. Well, thank you. Thank you, both of you. This has been super helpful. I know I've learned some new things. Some things I have to admit that I know what you were going to say, because I know that Marie loves servicing the people, and I know that you like doing what you do, Wes. But it was still good and informative, and I hope that our audience